the better way to looking to take and make reality our Olympic boxing.
Rules, and there's an order, and the WBC is the WBC. I cannot compare to anybody else. And he signed a contract. He fought to fight for the WBC title.
But you, the WBC, think that you better than everybody, don't you? So since you, the WBC, and you got the fucking green belt, which don't mean fucking shit.
Terence Crawford has just been hit with the unthinkable. The WBA president has officially cancelled his boxing license, and this bombshell comes only days after Crawford filed a $50 million lawsuit against the WBC.
He did not comply with the rules. Then he moves up to super middle and makes the fight of the century, beats Canelo, makes $50 million or around that. The WBC absolutely is not going to charge 3% of such an amount.
What began as a simple dispute over sanctioning fees has now exploded into a full-scale war between Crawford and boxing's most powerful organizations. His pushback isn't just another headline. It's a direct challenge to the system that has governed the sport for decades. Crawford's move has shaken boxing's foundation, and the backlash has been immediate. Mauricio Sulaiman fired back. Ryan Garcia labeled him cowardly. Eddie Hearn compared him to someone dodging a restaurant bill, and Tim Bradley insists this goes beyond money, pointing instead to control. So how did one lawsuit escalate into Crawford being effectively blacklisted by the very institutions that once praised him? Let's break it down.
And your ass shit. Fuck you talking about pay you $300,000. What makes you so motherfucking better than any of the other sanctioned bodies, huh?
Just weeks ago, Terence Crawford, the undefeated welterweight king and one of boxing's greatest pound-for-pound fighters, made headlines by filing a $50 million lawsuit against the WBC. He accused the organization of corruption, favoritism, and biased ranking practices after they stripped him of his title. The conflict began when Crawford refused to pay WBC sanctioning fees following his mega fight against Canelo Alvarez. In response, the WBC removed him from its rankings altogether.
We made a very clear 0.6%, which is $300,000, with $225,000 going to the Jose Sulaiman Boxers Fund, which is to help former fighters in need.
Crawford didn't stay quiet. He struck back with legal action, arguing he was being punished for telling the truth. But what came next was even more shocking. Just days after his lawsuit, WBA officials revoked his boxing license, citing disciplinary concerns and alleged breaches of fighter conduct. In simple terms, Crawford's battle with the WBC may have cost him his standing with the WBA, a move many view as pure retaliation. To boxing's power brokers, Crawford's defiance wasn't courage, it was disrespect. And the first to defend the establishment once again was WBC President Mauricio Sulaiman.
And there's an order, and the WBC is the WBC. I cannot compare to anybody else. And he signed a contract. He fought to fight for the WBC title. He fought to fight for the undisputed title. He knows the rules. He does not want to abide by the rules. It's okay. He can go other ways.
Mauricio Sulaiman was asked about Crawford's growing rebellion, and he didn't hold back. He doubled down, saying there are rules and a clear order in boxing, and Crawford knew exactly what he signed up for. He signed a contract. He fought for the WBC title. He knows the rules. If he doesn't want to abide by them, that's fine. He can go other ways, Sulaiman said. To him, Crawford's lawsuit isn't about fairness at all, but about a fighter refusing to follow the same standards as everyone else. He even tried to add a diplomatic touch, mentioning that they had no hard feelings and had signed a cardboard poster for Crawford at the convention, wishing him success.
Yeah, I talk to everybody. I have no hard feelings to anyone. We ended up the convention with the WBC Cares initiative. We had a very nice cardboard of champions, including Terence. And we all signed a nice cardboard signature of Terence Crawford. We're going to send it to him, wishing him the best. If the path crosses again, perfect.
Publicly, it all sounded calm, delivered in a peaceful and almost forgiving tone. But behind the scenes, Crawford's license was quietly being frozen. While the WBC talked about respect and protocols, boxing insiders whispered that the sanctioning bodies were coordinating a silent effort to push Crawford out of the sport. That's when more voices across the boxing world began speaking up, with some defending Crawford completely while others turned their backs on him.
Say Crawford should have talked his talk before when he needed him. He wasn't talking like this. Now that he got the money, the cash, now, oh, I don't need WC to get me an opportunity. Now I'm gonna say, yo, fuck y'all, blah, blah, blah. To me, that's a little cowardice, you know, on his part. But guess what? Only thing I don't agree with is why is it 330,000? That's what I don't like that amount.
Rising star Ryan Garcia didn't hold back his thoughts, saying Crawford should have spoken up earlier. And when he needed the WBC, he stayed quiet. But now that he has the money, he acts like he doesn't need them, calling it cowardness. He also questioned the financial angle, asking why it was $330,000, before saying that's simply the percentage and how the system works. If you fight for their belts, you pay their fees. For Ryan, it wasn't just about money but about principle, making his point clear that if Crawford wanted to be recognized as an undisputed champion, he should have respected the same structure that gave him that recognition. It became a generational clash, one fighter defending the system that shaped him while another tried to dismantle it, until a retired champion stepped in with a completely different view that shook fans to their core.
You already know the damn rest, eh? Oh, this Terence Crawford is going on. But they all missing it. He missing it too. This ain't about no damn WBC.
Boxing analyst and former champion Tim Desert Storm Bradley didn't hold back. He said this isn't about the WBC at all. It's about Hamza Shiraz, about him getting that belt without having to go through Crawford.
It's about him getting a strap. That's what this is about. Whose guy is that? Who guy is that? Think about it. That's what this is about. It ain't about the money.
This is politics, about power rather than principle. Bradley's remarks fueled speculation that Crawford's punishment was less about money and more about controlling which fighters advance and which get sidelined. While Bradley highlighted the political angle, promoter Ed Ahern focused on the practical side, offering one of the most memorable analogies of the entire saga.
He did is a little bit like going out to a restaurant, having all the best caviar and lobsters, and the bill comes and you go, I ain't paying that, and you just walk out.
Ahern acknowledged Crawford's claim that the sanctioning fees were excessive but emphasized that the rules exist for a reason. He noted that the WBC had even reduced the usual 3% fee to under 1%, meaning Crawford's total was closer to $300,000, not millions.
Sat down at the table, you wanted to eat all the good stuff, you got to pay your dues and you got to pay your bill. Now what he will say in answer to that is, yeah, but the bill was too much. It's like, no, the rules are their rules. They can actually inflict a 3%.
To Ahern, this wasn't corruption. It was simply the cost of prestige. To Crawford, however, it was proof that the system was rigged against fighters, especially those willing to speak out. This dispute isn't really about money. It's about who controls the future of boxing. By losing his WBA license, Crawford is now effectively barred from competing under any major sanctioning body. He isn't officially banned, but his name has disappeared from the rankings, and without those approvals, no promoter can legally organize his next fight under standard sanctioning rules. In short, he's been blacklisted, exiled from the very system he helped shape.
The whole purse. What Maurizio's saying is, no, what we did, it actually worked out at 0.06 or 9 or whatever it was. But Terence is looking at it going, well, it's 300,000. But it does. You wanted the opportunity to call yourself an undisputed champion.
Insiders see this as retaliation for his $50 million lawsuit, a clear warning to any fighter considering the same path. For Crawford, it means no sanctioned bouts, no title defenses, and no paydays under the WBA's umbrella, effectively erasing him from boxing, not due to performance, but because of politics. Yet the twist is that while they may think they've silenced him, this could be the moment his voice grows even louder. Crawford's fight has reignited a decades-old debate. Should fighters be forced to pay sanctioning bodies that already profit from their names? Or is it finally time for the sport to embrace transparency?
And it is just regrettable, not even a thank you or or I'm sorry, taking a different route, no response. I wish him the best. But this is not. The WBC is huge, it's great, it's about greatness, and I'm relieved, to tell you the truth.
Even Dana White, the UFC president, recently weighed in, calling boxing's structure outdated, bloated, and broken. Errol Spence Jr. added that there should be accountability for where sanctioning fees actually go, questioning whether they fund fights or fund parties.
You don't have to be a fucking rocket scientist to see what's going on with all these guys. They're all these guys that are crying the loudest are the fucking problems. They're the problem, every one of these guys.
Fans are now asking the same question. If fighters like Crawford can be stripped, sued, and silenced for speaking up, who really controls boxing? Crawford's license may be gone, but the debate he sparked could drive the most significant reform the sport has seen in decades. He may have lost his official title, but he has become the face of a new kind of resistance. For now, Crawford stands alone, the world champion without a country, stripped of his belts, sued by the WBC, and rejected by the WBA. One thing is clear, is not backing down. They can take the belts and the license, but they can't take the truth that the system is finally being challenged. Crawford may no longer be undisputed in the ring, but outside it, he's fighting the most important battle of his career, a fight for fairness, respect, and the very soul of boxing. So, what do you think? Did the WBA go too far by canceling Crawford's license, or did he cross the line by defying the system that made him a star? The story is far from over, and if you thought this was wild, just wait to see what Crawford does next.
Definitely change. We definitely see, there need to be some account of where's the money going, because, we don't know. Is it going to, because all we see is like them having, big dinners at fights, and big dinners fights, and, they have big, what's the things they be throwing? Big annual, conventions and things like that.
All right, everyone. For the latest updates on boxing news, key moments, events, and more, subscribe to Fight Master and turn on notifications so you never miss quality content. Don't forget to check out our other videos. Until next time, peace out.